Howdy folks, and welcome back to Bluey. Today we're going to be watching the third and, as of right now, final batch of mini-sodes, the shorts that they've been putting up. They put these up, it's been a couple months now that they put them up. I think they went like November, December, January or something like that, and here it is, the end of March that I'm recording it. I don't know if they're planning on making any more. I don't know if they're holding on to another batch or two or three to stagger them sometime later this year to kind of have a little more content to put out before the movie comes out. I don't know. Maybe y'all know a little bit more than me, or maybe I'll do a quick Google after this. But as of right now, this is the most recent, up-to-date Bluey stuff that exists. That's not to say I'm going to be completely caught up. I still have a couple episodes I still have yet to see. I have like maybe two videos worth of stuff I just straight up haven't seen, and one revisit that I'm gonna see about potentially making. I'm gonna see if my kid wants to watch some Bluey with me for a video. I think that would be a lot of fun. I do have one other plan to make a very different video about my favorite episode of Bluey that, you know, will be more of a video essay style kind of thing. I've been really lazy when it comes to writing that script, so hey, give me some heat in the comments for working on that a little bit. But yeah, as of now, I will have watched the most recent of everything of Bluey. The minisodes they've been a lot of fun. They've done everything except make me cry at this point, which I'd be shocked if they could do in like 1 to 2 minutes that they tend to average. I wouldn't put it past them. I think they could do it, but I don't know if that's necessarily what they're going for these shorts. We've gotten short little stories, short little fun little vignettes, other ones that are just kind of singular moments that are just cute. You know, they range, right? So I'm excited to see what we get today, what little batch. There are only 6 of these compared to the other 2 batches, which had 7 each. So 1 fewer than last time. Hey, we're just here to watch some Bluey. It always feels like I'm coming home whenever I make Bluey videos, because hey, this has been one of the most successful things I've done on my channel for reactions. So hey, I'm just really happy to be getting back into it. I say, even though it's only been like a month since I did the last one. But yeah, like I said, as I scooch over here, got a couple more that I'm going to work on here. Entering kind of a weird limbo moment with my channel here, as I am finishing one show, waiting on some news on another show before I decide what to get into next. So it's going to be a bunch of one-offs from here on out. So I'm going to try to get the rest of the Bluey stuff I have to do, up and running here pretty consistently. Not every week, but maybe every other week or every 3 weeks or something until I am done. But hey, that's enough of that. Thank you all for watching this here today. Make sure you leave a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of these shorts. Let me know what your favorite one of the batch is. Speaking of, let us get started with what seems to be the first one here. And like I said, the numbering aspect of these is weird because they do put them up in compilations every batch. So this is, let's see, if we subtract 2, this should be 15. I think if there were 7 in each, this would be number 15. Short number 15, Strong Potion. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, this is a potion shop. Can I interest you in a potion?
A strong one, please.
Okay, goodbye. Bye.
Damn, nobody wants my potions. This is about Bluey learning how to go bankrupt and how to deal with it.
This tall to enter.
Do the ears count? Oh, is he just gonna make the bar lower and lower every time she drinks a potion?
Maybe you'd like to buy a potion now? Yes, please. Can I interest you in a strong potion?
Will it make me taller?
What are you doing back here? I told you this is private property.
Bingo's gonna hit him with a stone cold stunner. Oh my god, that killed him! With God as my witness, he is broken in half.
Strong.
Oh, he might be. Damn. Dang, Bingo.
Can I interest you in a potion?
Oh, he also drinks the strong one. Nice. Oh, that was silly. Eventually they're just going to keep drinking potions and it's going to get to the end of King Size Canary. And Bluey is eventually going to rout and they're going to look at the camera and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have to end this here picture. We just ran out of the stuff." Oh man, that hurt my throat to do. I'm sure I played the clip along while saying it, and I'm sure I said it wrong, but classic little cartoon bit as they tower over the world. Well, that was silly. I wouldn't even necessarily say it was funny. It was just, silly. I liked making the Undertaker McFoley Hell in the Cell reference. That's the highlight of that for me. So let's move on to the next one, which is titled Robo Bingo. Trying to think back. We got, was it Robot Dad? Forgot what he called himself. But when, this is the first Bluey that I'm recording after meeting the voice actors for Bandit in Chile. They were lovely in person, but at the little Bluey panel, somebody asked them what their favorite lines were or something, and Dad Robot was the episode. And Bandit says in that one at one point, Dad Robot has no children. His days are free and easy, or something like that. And he says that was one of his favorite lines in the whole show. So I see the title Robo Bingo, and I'm like, oh, are we gonna get a kind of backdoor sequel to Dad Robot? Well, anyway, let's find out. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Robo Bingo, walk forward.
I see the wind-up bingo has upgraded a little bit. Oh, never mind. It hasn't upgraded.
Stop walking. Now, clean your teeth, Robo Bingo.
I've got peppermint tea, by the way.
Oh, okay. Pick up the toothbrush. Pick up the toothpaste. Put the toothpaste on
I like
the
this little...
toothbrush. No! Pick up the toothpaste.
You didn't specify.
Turn around.
Yo, she's slower than Rob playing Gyromite.
Stop turning. Okay, put toothbrush down.
I love the music in this one.
Not on the floor, on the sink. Now take off lid. Now pick up toothbrush.
She's gonna
Toothpaste
squeeze the whole thing, right?
Put
Oh,
toothpaste
hey.
on sink.
Oh, hey, Aquafresh. I recognize those three
Now
colors.
Clean teeth. Put toothbrush in mouth.
Oh.
No, put
Oh,
toothpasty
bingo.
bit in mouth against teeth. Now, brush it round.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Oh, thank
A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B.
Front ones.
The moisture has short-circuited the robot.
Now spit out the toothpaste into the sink. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Done! Hooray!
No
Well
rinse?
Done, Robo Bingo.
Hey, Bingo, make sure you do a wee before bed.
No!
No! All right, that was a fun one. They brought me back. What's it called? Strong Potion was just okay, but Robo Bingo was a solid one. The step-by-step instructions made me think of when I was in college. I was in a student organization related to my major. It was an accounting extracurricular group, so to speak, and it was an officially recognized club at my university. And in one of the semesters, I ran for one of the officer positions, and I won. And so I was part of the team. I was one of the bosses. I was one of the bosses of the group, and they had a how do you word this? It was there's like a little, not a seminar series, but like a series of like extracurricular classes that were specifically for people who were officers in student organizations. And I was teamed up with somebody from my own group, and we had an activity one day where it was, one person's back was to the board and the other person was facing the board, and they would draw something on the board. They had to describe to you how to draw it. So I was sitting there and I was drawing. Okay, there's that. Did I do it right? They said, all right, now you switch. It's like, okay, now we're going to put blindfolds on everyone who's not who's not facing the thing. So it's like you really had to because the other person can say, okay, you're drawing a house. There's a bush out front and, how many windows, how many stories, you could describe it. But when the blindfold is on for the person, you can't just say draw a house because they, can't see what they're drawing, right? So I'd say, okay, I'm going to walk you through this. Put your pen down on the paper, draw a line going up, stop. Now go diagonally up, stop. And it was like our group had the best drawing because it was like step-by-step instructions. Like, okay, do not pick your pen up from the paper. I'm going to walk you through this step-by-step in excruciating detail. Just do exactly what I say. And it worked. It worked. We did it good. And that's a little memory that came back to me from watching that one. And it's funny. I've been doing reactions now for almost 2.5 years at this point, right around 2.5 years, I think. And sometimes I'll tell a story. I'm like, oh, have I told that story before? It's like, but I haven't told the story when I was watching this show. It was all the way back in this show. And I don't think people watching that one would be watching this one. But I don't think that's a story I've told in the 2.5 years I've been doing this. And I've told a lot of stories in my time here on YouTube. That's one that has just never been told. I've never had a reason to until today. So thank you, Bluey Mini-sodes. You got me there. Hey, I talked longer about that one than the actual episode itself. So let's move on to the next one, which is titled Butlers. Get it ready here. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, just from the little thumbnail, it looked like the same animation style from, was it Escape?
Bluey and Bingo's dream house. How may I help you?
Nice.
My name is Barnsley. I'm here for the new butler's job.
Do come in.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, watch out for that. The children set up traps in case their parents try and make them go to bed.
nice. So this is like a little, I mentioned the backdoor sequel to Dad Robot.
The children ordered a bubble tea dispenser to be located at least every 4 meters at all times.
Oh my God. That's a mood. That is an absolute mood.
Well, the children's ball gowns drop lots of sequins on the carpet.
Oh.
So Jerry Lee has made a robot that picks them up again, and then Fred, our sequins butler, sticks them back on.
It's an even more useless Roomba.
Hello.
No, you mustn't interrupt Harlow. He is the busiest butler in the whole dream house.
The only things you're allowed to say to him are, yes, chef.
The children have ordered some food.
Some food that's not bubble tea. How preposterous.
But with no orange sprinkles, and the sausage has to be cut up, and the tomato sauce needs to be not the sugar-free tomato sauce. Okay, I can do that.
Hold on. I didn't think I'd get an actual pause in here, but the sugar-free tomato sauce, that sounds like it's a reference from another episode. Oh God, what episode was it? There's an episode of Bluey where it was like we've got to make healthy decisions or just do what I say. And it was, one of them was having the regular tomato sauce. The other was having the sugar-free one. So I think the reference, I'm going to have to go watch a bunch of Bluey now to figure out which one that was.
What's the difference between my tomato sauce and your tomato sauce?
Yours is a healthy one. It's got less sugar in it.
But no, I was like, wait a minute, that's a reference to another episode, isn't it?
Oh, she's changed her mind. She doesn't like fairy bread sausage sandwiches anymore. Okay, now she wants a big bowl of citrus lime ice cream, but then poke big holes in it with your fingers to make lots of tunnels. And then spell my name out with hundreds and thousands on top. But it has to be my whole name, including my middle name, Christine, as well. Enjoying the upwriting. Man, I should have followed my dad into banking.
It might be a little more money in it. And I'm not just talking about the bank itself.
There are 50 toilets in the dream house, and they all stink.
Oh.
And the children
Yo.
always forget to flush.
How? Why? Come on.
You are the spa bath butler. It's your job to keep the spa clean and fish out any toys that get jammed in the skimmer.
That doesn't sound too bad. I'm sure there's some horrifying twist incoming.
It's mostly pretty straightforward.
Except...
I want to go to Chloe's dream house.
When the dream house isn't moving.
Oh. I see.
See you for Friday night drinks in the Butler's Lounge.
Nice. Oh, that was kind of cool. I really like the animation style of that one. I am going to, longer than all the others, stick in the credits. Oh, I don't know if we get actual credits. It went straight to the foreign languages. Huh, all right. One of the butlers sounded like Calypso, so I just wanted to see if that was Megan Washington, I believe. That was... All right, yo. Honestly, though, if I had a bubble tea dispenser every 4 meters in my house, like, I'd be like twice the weight that I am now, because that is one of my biggest weaknesses, is bubble tea. I haven't had it in a minute. I did see there is a national day here in the States, apparently. It's National Bubble Tea Day. On April 30th, I think it is. I think it's late in April at some point. So I'm like trying to hold off for then to be like, you know what? I have an actual valid excuse other than just I want bubble tea, which, come on, that's every day, right? But also a little bit of lore. I don't know if we necessarily knew that. I forgot if it was Bluey or Bingo in there, but one of their middle names is Christine. Part of me feels like we've heard that in an episode before, but in that moment, I did not remember that little detail. So a little something. We learned Bandit's birth year in the last set. We learned one of their middle names in this set, allegedly, unless it's like I said, I think it's been said in an episode, but it's just there's so dang many episodes. I can't remember all of them like word for word, even though some of them I do. I'm just quoting Sleepy Time. I mean, there aren't a lot of words in Sleepy Time. It's pretty much just a couple lines at the beginning, and then the remember I'll always be there for you because I love you. All right, moving on. Halfway done with this little batch. This video is, I say it's going easy breezy, except like it's halfway as long as like a normal recording of something, and it's like half the length. Or at least what I'm watching is half the length. I gotta tell all the stories, right? Anyway, this next one is titled, Where's Bingo? And if we see Bingo in this one, I'm gonna be very disappointed, because with a title like Where's Bingo, I expect to see no Bingo. These are some very Bingo, except for Butler's, which had like neither of them. I think Bluey's voice. But other than that, it's been pretty Bingo-centric for these. So that's, 3 for 4, basically. 3 for 3 if you just don't count Butler's. Anyway, I click play before I
Bingo!
I click play before I actually count it down, so
Where
it's
are
going.
you? Oh, I can't find Bingo anywhere. Maybe she's under the table.
Have you looked behind
Oh,
you?
She's not under there.
I just thought of another story to tell.
Hey, Bluey, have you seen Bingo?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why are
That's
you
a
acting
lie.
all shifty?
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're acting a bit shifty.
His line delivery on Shifty was very good.
Hey, Mum, have you seen Bingo? I can't find her anywhere.
No, sorry.
You're being
I haven't seen
shifty,
Bingo, I promise.
Chili.
Now you're acting shifty. Why is everyone acting shifty? Bingo! Bingo!
Uh-oh,
This is
uh-oh.
ridiculous.
Wait.
Bingo!
No, that's Mirror Bingo. That was silly. Made me think of a cartoon from my childhood, Dexter's Lab. A lot of those shows like made references to stuff that like kids just wouldn't get back in the day. And there was like a Speed Racer inspired episode, and where it was a silly, ridiculous episode. But one of the things was Dexter was talking about his sister who had died or something like that. Or no, the father was talking about like his daughter who had died or something like that. Your sister who passed away or whatever. She was like right behind him the whole time. Until finally at the end of the episode, like he realized, and he's like, Dee Dee, where have you been? She's like, right behind you. He says, I never look back there. And it's just like, it's just a stupid little joke that's just stuck with me for forever. So that's why immediately I was like, did you look behind you? Because the cartoon dads never look back there. Anyway, this next one seems to be the longest one of this little batch. It is titled Goldilocks. And I'm not going to accidentally click play before I'm done talking. So let's start this up in 3, 2, 1, go. I felt like I should have done 2 countdowns for that one, potentially. Oh no, sleepy time.
Can we have a story, Dad?
Okay, how about Goldilocks?
Yeah. Can you make it funny?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I was going to say, this one sounds like it's probably going to be similar to the... there was a Storytime one a couple sets ago, I think.
In a really clear voice, she said, look, everyone, it's hot, okay? Wait till it's cooled down. But no one was listening.
No one ever listens.
So next minute, Baby Bear eats some porridge and he's like, ow, it's too hot. Ow, my tongue. Ow, says Daddy Bear, and he's running his tongue under the tap. And Mama Bear's getting stuck into him, and Daddy Bear.
Yo, have you ever done that?
Down.
I had to run my tongue under the tap when I got it stuck to an ice cube at one point.
Until Mum stormed out and Dad ran after her going, I'm sorry, baby, come back. And Baby Bear went as well.
Oh, they just went for a walk. I thought she divorced Papa Bear, or Mama Bear divorced Papa Bear just because of the porridge incident.
Instead of going and getting a job and working hard and saving up some money and buying some oats and making her own porridge, you know what she does?
Yes.
I'll tell you what she does.
Oh, but they already knew. They just said they already knew.
And start stealing their porridge.
How could she?
She's a dirty porridge thief. And we're all just meant to be okay with this.
Bandit.
Fine.
Move it along. The short's getting a little too long.
It's Mama Bear. She's shouting, I'm going to stay with my sisters.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
And then suddenly, boom, they clock Goldilocks at the kitchen table eating their porridge.
She's like, well, it's good now.
And Goldilocks does this sort of like karate move. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm your worst.
She's a martial artist in this one.
Daddy Bear backs down, but Mama Bear steps up and cracks her neck and is like, bring it on, Blondie.
Okay, I like this version.
And Baby Bear's at the back just lobbing in ninja style.
Oh, I thought it was plates from the pantry.
The Bear family on the ropes, but Baby Bear's like, hang on, why are we doing karate and stuff? We're bears, we got claws. And Mama Bear's like,
And then they mauled a child.
so they start going old school, claws out, bear style. And Goldilocks is like, I'm out of here. And,
Yeah, you should. Bears are horrifying.
and Mama Bear's all over Daddy Bear going, oh.
Aw, see, Goldilocks helped save the marriage.
And he's like, oh yeah, thanks, babe. You were good too. And you know what? They decided that houses and porridge and clothes and the ways of man really wasn't for them anymore. So they sold the house and moved into the forest and ate berries and salmon for the rest of their lives and lived happily ever after. The end.
Again!
No!
Aw, that was a good version. It made me think of the Merry Melodies, not necessarily Looney Tunes, but like the ones from like the 40s and the 50s, like the Red Hot Riding Hood, where they would take like an old like nursery rhyme or fairy tale or something like that and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. Yeah, Red Hot Riding Hood was the one with the wolf who was like pounding on the table with eyes popping out of his head because the singer was like so hot or whatever, and he just like lost his ding dang mind. And me as a kid was like, okay, like I just didn't get it. And then once puberty hit, you're like, oh, I get it now. Auga. But yeah, a karate version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. That feels like it would fit within that oeuvre of like the Bob Clampett, would we say? That kind of, that 1940s Warner Brothers cartoon kind of style era. Though I think martial arts weren't that big back then, and they probably would have been very, very racist with some Japanese stereotypes back then. Yikes, some of that stuff did not age at all. Age like milk, with some of those stereotypes in those. Absolute tragedy. But the ones that do hold up pretty damn well. Hey, David Zaslav, put them back on Max. Why'd you take all the Looney Tunes off? They're classics. Anyway, we got one more short to watch today, and then this does seem to be a short one, even by the short standards. A good few minutes shorter than that last one. This one is titled Alongside, and then we'll be all done with the shorts for now, like I said. And if they ever make more, hopefully I will be quicker on getting on those. But for now, this is the last one, short. I guess 20. Nice round number, right? So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if we get a full Bluey's season worth, like all the seasons being about 50 episodes long. We'll see if we get 50 shorts by the end of everything. But regardless, like I said, this is it for now. The final short, Alongside, starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we're doing like a split screen thing. Oh, that's Bluey. How'd you end up upside down? And Bluey just doesn't get up. We've never seen, that's Chloe, right? Is that Chloe or Honey? The other one, I'm going to go with Honey because I think it's Honey. She's doing all her chores and everything. Where's her parents? I always hug my child. Oh, the little koi pond that they put in. I'm sorry, I'm trying to watch two things at once and I'm just there's the parents. At least one of them. And even, okay, I'll have to remember it. Oh, now they're alongside each other. Oh, that's so cool. Aren't y'all going the same way? No, I guess not. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yo, still waving when you can't even see them. If we focused on Honey for this series, it would be a much more boring series, I think. She seems to have her life way more in order than the healers do. Oh, that was really cute. And just like Rain, it was another dialogue-free kind of episode there, or mini-sode, if you will. One little thing I noticed is at one point, both Bluey and... hold on, I just need to do a quick Google just to... Okay, it was Honey. I got it right. Okay, good. At one point when they were in their car seats, Bluey and Honey were both like kicking their feet, and they were like synchronized, because I feel like that was one of the things they were doing in the doctor's office episode, where Honey just couldn't be seen by the doctor because she didn't have a real pickle going on. At one point, Bluey was sitting next to her in the chair, and they were kind of like swinging their feet the same way, and like they would stop, and then they like switched them or whatever, and it was just a little thing. And so I saw that they were kind of, both their feet were synchronized as they were kicking them. So I was like, I wonder if that's a little nod to that. But yeah, that was really cute. Side by side stuff, like, it was just really nice. It made me think of a random pull here, but the first episode of the 4th season of Infinity Train featured 2 childhood friends who grew apart, and from the moment they split apart, like, there was a little partition that happened in the screen. We kind of saw both of their lives going on like simultaneously for a couple years until they like met back up again, which was a very, for a season that was not received very well of Infinity Train, that was a really, really good episode to kind of set up the whole season. I just wish the season that they got up to was just a little bit better. But still, I digress. It's neat seeing kind of the parallels. Like I said, if the Bluey series was not focused on Bluey, but instead Honey, it looks like it would be a much more straightforward, dare I say boring series, because the Healer House was a lot more chaotic than the, like, I'm going to wake up, get up by myself, get my own breakfast, and do my chores without anyone asking me to. Like, it was so long until we saw an actual parent. To drive her somewhere. It seems like all of her stuff she was doing on her own, whereas like Bluey was eating the cereal she wasn't supposed to, like pulling on it with Bandit, and just all the absolute chaos happening at the Healer House, and then like her just like practicing piano and violin at such a young age. That's insane. I did not pick up a musical instrument till I was 14, and it's been a while since I picked it back up. But it wasn't even one of the real instruments. It was a bass guitar. Ugh. Still, I love the bass guitar. Don't hate on the bass. That was fun. I will say, I think this was the weakest set of the shorts, unfortunately. When I think back to the previous 2 sets, I think back to the first set had Muffin unboxing was a really big standout for me. The second set I think the second set was far and away the better of all 3 of them. With the drums episode with Bingo was phenomenal. I love the blocks episode with the grandparents, and what was it? The detective, the noir episode with Bandit. We had 3 absolute bangers, like all timers in that second set. And now this one was just like, they're fine for the most part. Like, I feel bad. Like, I don't know if this was necessarily a good reaction. And I hate feeling that way when I record, but that's kind of how I feel. These were just kind of fine episodes of TV. That's all there is to it. Or mini-sodes even, not even full episodes of TV. If I had to pick a favorite, I already closed it out. See, and I'm even at this point, I'm struggling to remember some of them. I think Robo Bingo stood out to me a good little bit just because of the music was really good in it as well. But honestly, these were just kind of, I don't want to say kind of mid, but a lot of them felt just okay. I wish, I kind of wish they would have spread out some of the bigger ones better. And even like the Goldilocks one was very reminiscent of, I think it was the 3 Little Pigs story. It was just Bandit telling them a good night story and just kind of elaborating on a bunch of different details. But even then, I feel like the 3 Little Pigs one was funnier. It at least landed a little bit for me. I don't know if it's just because this is like, okay, they're just doing this again, same idea. And so I just wasn't as into it or what. So I hate to give kind of a negative kind of sign off for this one, but yeah, these were not my favorite of the shorts. I'm sorry to say. Maybe if there was a 7th one, maybe if it was 3 sets of 7 instead of 7, 7, and 6, maybe that 7th one would have been a banger, but we'll never know. Butler's was good too, just because the animation style was different. I always like when they do different animation styles, but yeah, I think it's got to be Robo Bingo, which even then, that wasn't even a particularly great one. It was just one that made me smile a bunch, and I liked the music. That's about it. sorry. I hate, like I said, I hate sounding like a downer, but you know, I'm not just gonna watch anything and be like, oh, that was great, that was one of the best things I've ever seen, because it can't always be one of the best things I've ever seen. And you know, Bluey has like the super high highs, but not every episode is a banger. You know, look back to some of the videos I've made. No, granted, I haven't done every episode of Bluey, right? But I was fortunate enough to have seen like 2.5 seasons of the show before I started doing reaction content. So I was able to, especially when I did the revisits, able to kind of pick and choose ones that I like, ones that I feel like I'd have more to say about, and ones that I think you at home, the viewers, would like as well. I mean, I ran a bunch of polls saying, hey, what revisit episode should I stick in between these 2 new ones, which I have one more of those coming. I'll have to think of 4 to put in the in a poll for that one. But yeah, even when you're watching some of the newer ones, like I think back to Wild Girls, that one just didn't really land well for me. Just a couple here and there. It's just unfortunate. But I mean, I kind of feel like this whole batch wasn't the best, and I hope I don't get crucified for that. That's just how I feel. But hey, it's my video. Let me know how you felt about these in the comments. Hey, I don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm going to cut this off. This is still a long recording given how short the source material was, so thank you so much for watching. Even though this wasn't the best set, please leave a like on your way out. It helps this video reach more people, because I've been out of practice with Bluey videos, so, you know, I could use that little boost to kind of get that. And hey, if you are new here and you're watching this, go watch my other Bluey videos. There's a playlist on my channel. I should have a couple more videos coming within the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. And other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Bluey video. Take it easy, everybody.